how I turn my Halloween illustration into an animated scene. First things first, this works best before you actually start the illustration. Okay, now that is set, as you all know, every year I do a Halloween animation. For both some fun spooky content and for my birthday since it is in October. This year I also have the opportunity to have some art on display at the Germantown Community Theatre for their Dawn of the Dead showcase, courtesy of the Mid-South Cartoonists Association. So I figured why not use the same piece and feed two birds with one stone. But first, what did I want to draw? Since this orb weaver has been hanging around my house lately, I used her as inspiration and tied it to a story I already had cooking up for John Roach. But doing so meant I had to separate each part that would move into its own separate layer or group. And since I'm doing a spider, that means multiple files for all of his body parts, including lighting and shading. So I did so into sections, and from sections into groups. We have the foreground, midground, and background, with the spider, webs, and rocks sitting in the foreground. The midground contains some walls, the trio, and some special effects, while the background contained the rest of the scene. Once I drew everything, I printed it and went to frame it in my favorite art store, Art Center. Then it got hung up at the gallery at the Germantown Community Theatre, along with a bunch of amazing other art pieces. Now it's time to animate. I'll drop everything into their own layers and pre-compose them so that I can lay things out in a 3D space properly without needing to do each and every moving part, only the sections. The puppet tool came in handy for long limbs and subtle movements. I used the keyframes to stage major changes, which would then automatically tween in between them. Here I'm moving one of the captured bugs in the spider's web. Speaking of webs, I used the puppet tool to add some of the ethereal movement to them, as if a subtle breeze was making them move. Things are looking good, but I also wanted to add some movement to our main trio here. Since Ayana can fly, let's make her some wings and have her floating. Luke is terrified, so I'm giving him some sweat to show that emotion. Our main man John Roach points in terror at the huge weaver. Ah, that's more like it. But I want to add a bit more flair. Time to add some camera effects. Since I played everything out in a 3D space, I can change the focus range and aperture. This makes the camera blur and focus on things closer or farther to it. Pull in some wiggle mechanics for a handheld look, and there you have it. I worked with my previous musician for a new song, dropped it in, and we've got a full scene. Doing things like this is always a good time. As a fan of optimizing my skills, I'd love for you to also know